Morning, Pat. Good to see you. A couple of minutes early, I am. Thought I'd come in because you were here. How you doing? Did you? Oh, how are you, by the way? I know you did your shoulder in. Was it your shoulder in four? You broke your bone in four places. Was it your shoulder or was it your leg? I think it was your shoulder. Hope you're well. Or better, anyway. How many people do you think we're going to get in today's stream? I'm hoping for thousands. I reckon word's got about town. There's a new kid on the block. He's only been here for 10 years. Hello, Rosie. Good to see you. Don't know what we're going to list. I've had man flu, been struck down by the worst disease in the world. The dreaded man flu. And I haven't got the car at the moment. Liz is gone. She's gone. She's gone up Brum to see her folks. So I'm left with three teenagers. Oh, in the house with three teenagers is a little bit crazy. But, you know, and a dog. Let me know what you're up to, everyone. I like to know what people are doing. I come on here every week and tell you all my woes and all the brilliant things that are going on in my life. I'd like to know what's going on with you. Let's have a look at eBay. So, yes, as I've been struck down by a plague of man flu, not really done a lot of listing. If I do start coughing, do excuse me. And I do hope the sound is okay. I've checked you can actually hear me. The little green bar's going up and down. I've checked that the mic says Rode mic rather than crap mic. Lee always notices when it sounds like my microphone is basically crapo. So, Lee, you are my audio advisor. Is the sound pleasant to your ears? I hope it is. Oh, good. Well, someone said it was good the other day, and I listened back and I said, well, you could hear me, but it did sound a little bit. But I hope it's nice and mellow. Mellow sounds. You can hear me coughing. I've got a lemony honey drink. So first off, a couple of well dones. Two, the community does. I don't talk a lot about community. I tend to just sort of like work on my own. I don't really contact a lot of people when I'm reselling. Something I should do a bit more. But I was bowled over this week by what Lainey put together. That was a fantastic. I was. She messaged me, and I was really quite sort of taken aback that she messaged me. She thought that of me to do a 20-minute slot, and I really enjoyed that. I was fearing the worst when Andrew was making Nick Hills sing Nick Berry songs. I thought, what's he going to make me do? Doesn't he know I've got a cold? But he was pretty okay with me, actually. I quizzed him for 20 minutes on Star Wars. Maybe that just kept him occupied. So that was very nice. I really enjoyed that and enjoyed talking to Andrew. And then I went on Ian's channel. 2 Welsh people in a row. I was wearing my Welsh hoodie. And it was fantastic to talk to Ian. And he was quizzing me on my my knowledge of eBay prices. So he had a couple of cards. I think he had a Pokemon card and a football card of a England female footballer, which, were complete guesses. But I was quite proud of my Rummy Cup guess. I said, 12.99, 12.99. I went for 12.99. It was £12.50. Pretty good, I'd say. Pretty good. But yeah, it was lovely talking to Ian. Hello, Neil. Hope you're well. And like I said, I haven't really been sourcing because I'm ill. I haven't got the car at the moment. So I'm going to be looking at just some old listings and repricing them for an hour. I also need to look at what is on my Vinted because I don't have a cross lister. I don't use Vinted that much, but I did put my 100 oldest eBay items on there, and it was really good because a lot of them went. So these are things that have been hanging around for ages. So I was really glad that they kind of went. But what I don't do is, and they're all clothes. It should be as soon as something sells on Vinted, I run over to eBay and I end the listing. But sometimes I forget. Or if something sells on eBay and I think, I listed that on Vinted, I run over to Vinted and I hide it or whatever it is. But sometimes do that, and sometimes it's enough just to get it and pack it and get it gone. So one day this is going to bite me in the bum. Oh yes, Funky Yuck. It's Funky Yuck. Get that username changed. Why have you changed it? Turning over a new leaf. I still get referred to. Andrew called me the vinegar jar. I'll never be free of that moniker. Monocle. It's Monica, isn't it? With an ER at the end. Monica. What does Monica mean? Monica. Nickname. Monica. With an IKER at the end. I shouldn't try and use fancy words. Right, so what's eBay doing? Talking about biting and being bitten in the bum. eBay has bitten me in the bum this morning. I was happy in the days of an eBay sales day yesterday. I had sold, quite surprisingly, because I really hadn't been putting in a lot of the effort because, man flu. On the Saturday, I'd done 278 and 34p. I thought, that's all right. And on the Sunday, I'd done 178, 34p. 2 lots of 34p at the end. What are the chances? And I was like, God, it's eBay like is easy. I just sort of sit back and watch all the stuff roll in. Got a return this morning. It is a return, and there's not a lot I can do about it. Well, not a lot about you can do about any return really, but it's a North Face puffer 550 down jacket. It's got 550 numbered on it. I bought this in a charity shop, the YMCA charity shop, I think. They were moody as anything. They priced it up at 30 quid. It was on their designer rail. And I was like, I don't really want to pay that. 20 tops. North Face. It's not like, wow, it's North Face. But it was down, so, Anywho, I thought, well, maybe I can sell it for 4. I thought in the shop, maybe I could sell it for 70. Optimistically. Take off 10 for that. I've doubled my money. So I bought it after sort of saying, is there any chance? No chance of any, no chance of it. No. I don't like doing that at charity shops anyway. So I feel even worse when they make you feel like dirt. I'll never go in there again. I'm trying to remember the bloody name of the place. Was it Orpington? It's the other side of Croydon, the dark side of Croydon. Let's have a look. Croydon on a map. Addington or Orpington? Pratt's Bottom. She was a Pratt's Bottom. No, it wasn't that far out. Where was it? I've forgotten the bloody name of the place. Perhaps it was Orpington. West Wickham. Orpington. Yeah, it's Orpington. I'll never go there again. Well, I probably will. Anyhow, I put it on 70. Didn't sell. Put it on for... when did I originally list this thing? It would have been March time, I think. Let's have a look. I can tell you exactly. April the 1st. I was the April Fool. So it went on for 70, and after month one, it would have come down to, I don't know, 65 and diddly diddly dee. And it got down to, what did it get down to? 67.99. And it actually sold for 58. And I was probably thinking, well, no, it hasn't gone yet. Get it gone. I've had it for 6 months. Not even double my money, but made like 20 quid or whatever, whatever it works out at. It goes off, comes back, got a return. Typical, eh? Typical. Oh, what's going on here? Chat showing out usernames rather than channel name. Is that me or is it the diddly do? Right, let's go back because I've missed people. Flip mode is the greatest. Show comments on so. Chris, do you think that's me or you? I think it must be me. Display informative message on stage. Shift videos up. Audio avatars. What is all this stuff? Something to do with guests? I don't think it'll be that. Chat. There's no chat option there. Very strange. Hide the current comment. I'll fix it later. You have 2 accounts due to an admin error. Yeah, blame the admin. James Bolfines, I enjoyed your room 101 banishment room. I need to put eBay buyers in there, definitely. Are you listing the clothes on Vinted as well? Not all of them. I use it as a clearance place. I probably should, but I should do absolutely everything because it is brilliant. My thing with Vinted is I was going on there and dropping the price a bit. Now I'm just doing like a 20% less because I kind of think I do 7% promo, as a lot of people do on clothes. I don't promo anything else in my shop, just clothes. Don't even do trainers unless I'm feeling they're hanging around like bad smell. So I kind of think with the eBay fees probably being about 12% and the promotion being about 7%, 20%, we'll probably get about the same sort of money, and it makes it easier. So around about 20%. Right. Morning. So yeah, I also got a negative. So I'm rapidly approaching. Now this is for your old school, your real old school OG eBay sellers from the turn of the millennium. Well, probably some people weren't even born. The whole chat, yeah, I know something has changed. I don't think it's my fault. It wasn't me. But I'm getting very excited. When I first joined eBay, I used to get very excited about the stars changing colour. Nobody even cares about them now. So I'm on a red star, and I think I'm due like a turquoise star. I'm on 4948. And like I say, it didn't mean anything to anyone. If I did a video about it, people will think I'm nuts. But I do remember last time I changed stars, I think I was one away. I think it was 500. So it's a bit of a long old gut. My next one is like 10,000, I think. And I think I might get a shooting star. But yeah, I remember being on 499 and then it going back to 498 because I got a negative. Lo and behold, it's come to pass again that I have got a negative, which is very, very annoying. And it is for a Fjällräven bag, which I bought. It was genuine, but it had a hole in. So I sold it cheap for, I think it was on for 12 or 13. Got an offer for 10, said, yeah, all right. I should have checked the person every time I get an offer. I should always check their feedback left for others because there's smatterings of red. And I think if I'd have, I normally do check it, but if I'd checked that, I would have gone, nah, you're I don't want you to have it. I don't want any risk. Anyway, it went off to whatever her name was, in wherever she lives, and no return. Okay, and I did send a message when she sent the offer of a tenner. I said, just making sure you have read that it's got a hole in. There's a hole in the bag. That's why it's cheap. That's why it's a tenner for a Fjällräven bag. Anyway, she's got it. And she said, so advice, please. I don't think I can do anything about this. She's got the bag. And she said, fake bag. It's not a fake bag. Dirty and smelly. It is not dirty and smelly. I wouldn't do that. It did have a hole in, I admit that, but it was in the listing. And then she said, I have contacted the seller, but not answering. Now that is just a blatant lie, because she has not messaged me. She has not opened a return. She has not done anything. She's one of those people who buy something, and if you look at the feedback, you know, it's all over the feedback left for others. So, you know, my thoughts are, normally I'd get a call back from eBay and talk to them. I've never used the eBay for Business Facebook thing. And my only hope would be, I mean, I did message her and say, I'm sorry you felt the need to leave a negative. Is there anything I can do? Blah, 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 blah. And then I've sort of said, is there anything I can do to, you know, get that negative changed to a positive? Hoping she'll say, yeah, give me a refund and I'll change it. You know, trying to draw out that eBay extortion, breaking the policy in so many terms. But, oh, hang on a mo. Someone's at the door. Problem. Okay. Marks and Spencer's delivery. My only hope is that I'll contact eBay and I say, look, what she's saying is not true, because she's saying she's contacting me, but there's nothing, you know, there's no message on eBay. It's just a load of baloney. It's annoying, but you know, what can you do? The annoying thing is, you have a year with that on your record. And that's what I don't like. I think after so many positives, you should be able to discount the negative or do something like that. And I know it's the customer experience and all of that, but there are just some people who are just out to, you know, put negative feedbacks. I'd like to filter them out. That'd be my ideal thing. If you could filter, because she's going to be, every time I get like I don't know, I do a partial or I think the buyer's unreasonable, I put them on my block list. She will go on the block list after I kind of speak to eBay about all this. But I'd love that to be automatic. I'd love to go into my seller options and say, if a buyer leaves more than 10% negative feedbacks for every feedback they give, I'd like to block them. Because, I mean, for a £10 sale, that's just it's a mark on my good name. Don't like it. Anyhow, we move on. You've got to forget these things. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Chris. I think I might have said hello. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the things, with the names. I was trying to catch up on some of Laney's ones that I missed, because I wasn't sitting there for 12 hours watching them all. I keep getting ads. What, on this stream? Fantastic. I'm going to make loads and loads of money. Might even make 5p. Right, 6614 Green Star. Oh, lovely. Today's the first day I've ever noticed a star. It was the thing back in the day when you first joined eBay. I think you start with a possibly I don't know what you start with. You can look it up somewhere. I remember looking at Nick's and going, wow, he's got a shooting star. in 2016. People are fussy. Yes, they will be. Hopefully, they will be able to see that. I'm sure they will. But it's whether they then take that step further. Um, I think I'll speak to. I'll give it a little while because I want to feel a bit better before I call them, just to try and be a bit. When I need to be a bit nice, and when I've got a cold, I'm not very nice. So my patience runs thin. You can't feasibility check all offers. Yeah, I think she may have sent me the offer, which is, or maybe she didn't. I'm not too sure. Yeah, but outgoing offers you can't check. And I do. And I was speaking to one of the local resellers around here, and he was going, "Oh bloody hell! I got to return an Xbox One that I sold as faulty. They've returned it because they said it was faulty." The old story. And one thing I do. I just keep saying do. The one thing I do make sure of is if I do sell something spares and repairs, or I do sell something without a power supply, or I do sell something that has an issue, after the order has come in, I will message and say you are aware that it's broken or whatever. I had one pair of jeans, I think, had come back twice. And I think I had one on a jacket as well. The cursed items that you seem to sell, and they keep coming back. With Halloween coming up, hopefully, there won't be a whole load of these. But when it came to like the third sale of these Levi's, they were skinny jeans, like a small size, but I priced them accordingly. By the time I got the third sale, I just said, "Look," I didn't say "look." I just said, "Thank you for your sale," just to make sure that you have checked the measurements, because these are on the small side. I didn't want to say you have checked the measurements because they've already come back. Like, I don't want you sending them back for the third time. But yeah, you can't reason with stupid. They're very true. Very, very true. Anyway, yes, I've been catching up. I saw Fane Simon's was it some Race to the Top? Is it? It's funny when you ask Derek. He's going, "Have you ever seen Race to the Top on Radio 2 or whatever?" And it was the funniest thing the whole stream. He just went, "No." And I was thinking, "No, I haven't seen it." And Vernon Kay apparently, but no, I haven't seen it. A very good quiz though. And the weird thing about some of those is I knew the answers to some of those. So it's like when you couldn't find something, or when you sent the wrong thing, I was going, it was bowls. I remember that, Derek. But I did think he had loads of eBay consoles. I thought he had about 30 when he did eBay roulette. He was trying to get like Mario Kart out of these Wii's. Maybe he did a couple of them. Yeah, they're doing a thing at the moment where there's what's the new thing they've done? If the tracking says it's been sent back, you get your money back, which is great. But they should go further than that. They should, you can never stop everything, but they should do their best. Like with measurements, I've had that one today for the North Face. It does not fit. Now, has she gone through? They should, when a buyer buys something and they click like, yeah, buy this order, there should be some questions come up. Have you checked pit to pit? And it'll never happen. But have you checked pit to pit? Have you checked, the sizes? Is this correct? And if they say yes, I've checked it. Yes, I've checked it. It should give you some sort of, one, it gives you, at least they've checked it. I mean, who doesn't check size? I mean, you do get people who sort of, this isn't a large. Okay, well, I did put all the measurements in, but anyway, buyers are under no obligation to contact for feedback. Yeah, I doubt they're going to do anything too. And you kind of think, is it worth the time? But I'll give it 20 minutes of my time. How very middle class. No. No, not when it says bag is dirty and smell. I mean, it's just lies, but you can't prove that it's not. I mean, I'm not going to sell or smell a fake and dirty and smelly bag. Not my thing. Problem is, we have our own email addresses on there. Yeah, it may be true. But she shouldn't be contacting outside of eBay, or maybe she shouldn't have been contacting out of eBay for just a sale. I don't know what the exact rules are. Anyway, like I say, I don't want to take it. You know, it's feedback is one of those things that can just really like get you, but you try and change it. And if you can't change it, then look, my feedback's just gone up by 1. It'll probably go down by 1. Excellent description, very well packaged, brilliant seller, very quick delivery. Highly recommended seller, would not hesitate to buy from again. That's what we want. I mean, when I look at my feedbacks, I'll read you. Seeing as I'm not going to list much today, I'll read you the last few. So there's that one. Excellent, great product, great price, very fast delivery, great item, just as described, really good value. Old Gertie in a negative one. Great service and item, thank you, with a kiss. Oh, yes. Lovely, thanks. Got item today. Thank you very much. Pleasure to deal with. Highly recommended. Got item today. Thank you very much. Pleasure. I was the same person. Great jeans, great condition, great seller. Lovely condition fleece. Thank you very much. Thumbs up. Thank you very much. It was packed beautifully and cared for, and I'm enjoying playing the record. This is my new little thing of selling records. Bringing back some great memories. And they've sent me a kiss as well. Going back to your site to order more vinyl. So grateful. Great purchase, a great seller, and post it. So, it doesn't mean anything, does it? It makes me happy, but it doesn't mean anything. Right. It might be controversial, but I've just started refunding people without a return. Yeah, I suppose it depends on what it is. And it depends on how much stuff is coming through and whether it's worth it. Well, there we go. You said it there. And it's relatively low value. That's why these low value things can just be a pain in the bum. It's kind of like, if it's easy to pack and it goes and it's low value, you've made a quid and it's not taking you much time, or you've made, not a quid maybe, but you've made a tenner and it's not taking much of your time. But then if it goes wrong and you're like, Jesus Christ, I've just had to deal with all that. It's actually cost me money, and it was only for this piddly thing. It's just like, this is a foul raven bag with a hole in. I'm like, oh, for God's sake. Bit annoying. Tommy. How you doing, Tommy? Good to see you. You crack on with the packing. Cracking with the packing. Cracking in the packing. Cracking in the packing. Cracking in the packing. Because there's... I can't say the rest of that. It's a Sex Pistols song, but we won't go there. Yeah, I can understand it too. If it's not going to make a huge dent in your business and you've got loads to be getting on with, but it all depends on the situation. And I suppose eBay will like that as well. But do you then block the buyer? Because the buyer could go, I can have a load of freebies here. Yes, it does. Exactly. Keeps the customer relations nice. I've not yet figured out if you refund without a return, the return has been opened. I think there's only certain reasons why those returns count. So if you get a does not fit, I don't think it counts. I think if you get a not as described, it does. Someone will probably know a bit more than me on that one. And then if you contact eBay, or it's the one everyone knows is if you don't deal with it and eBay have to step in, then you get a thing. I've tucked it away actually. Let's go to the bit. It's me keeping tidy. Is it here now? Oh, there it is. There are my answers to Chrissy's quiz. And the first one I put Fraggle Rock, which was wrong because I then heard it at number 6. And I ended up getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? Yeah, 7. And there were some ones I should have got. I was quite glad I got the Grange Hill theme, but quite annoyed that he played it, because you really want to hear. You know, you don't want to hear la 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 la. If you grew up in the 70s and 80s. One of my friends messaged me the other day, and he said he was watching the first series of Grange Hill, and some of the things that went on there, and I can't repeat them on YouTube, you know, make your hair stand on end or fall out. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Before I was a reseller, true, but we should make them get the rulers out. Yeah. I mean, you can put what you want in a description, but whether people are going to read it, they're just going to see the picture and go, you know. I know Simon on his listings, he says he keeps it very general, actually. I think he puts the measurements in his photos. I can't remember whether he puts them in his description. But one thing he does say is compare these measurements to an item of your own clothing. Which I kind of thought, does someone really read that and then go off and go, oh, right, he said it's a 27 pit to pit. Where's one of my T-shirts? Where's the tape measure? Probably doesn't happen. But all you can do is try, isn't it? All you can do is try. Yeah, there was a slightly offended look when DuckTales wasn't guessed. So I didn't get DuckTales. I can't even really remember DuckTales. I'm going to have to YouTube it. Okay, probably after my time. Epic. I've had one buy out of this is brilliant. I'm not doing any listing. We'll look at some old listings in a bit. I've had one buy out of the blue message me, sent the game back as it's not working with second class low value, but still not following. They're not following the procedure. Yeah. Laney. Brilliant effort. Brilliant. Well done. You getting towed to Samosh, weren't you? I saw the last stream on Saturday, I think it was, the late one. I've still got I've been ill. I haven't really caught up with yesterday's streams. Like I say, I've been ill, and then Liz has gone away. So still bits and bobs to catch up on. I know the raffle's taken place. I hope that went really well. But yeah, just absolutely brilliant. And when I was speaking to Ian, when he was on, he was sort of saying how amazing it is, and it's lovely to see. And it'd be nice to see more and more of that. It's absolutely fantastic. It's heartwarming. And I meant to say as well, yeah, Nick obviously is a great help in all these things. And organising them and getting the word out, and he was doing so many streams as well. Laney and Nick were kind of holding the whole thing, and Andrew as well, obviously. Yeah, it's funny seeing Nick sing in his garden, but what really got me was Andrew in the background going, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So it's all brilliant. You're not sick of YouTube. Yeah, don't stay here if you don't want to, Laney. It's like, oh my God, don't feel the need to be here. Oh, amazing. I don't know what the total is at the moment. I know it was well over 2,000. But yeah, it was fantastic. And I will watch all the streams. I will make sure I just fill in the gaps. Yes, it was amazing. At least we know why Laney usually asks the questions. Yeah, she did say that. You said that on the stream, actually, I think, Laney. You're saying this is why I make sure, or I don't know if it was the one with Chris, but it was on another one. You sort of said, no, that's why I asked the questions. I'm not going to know the answers. Nice. Oh, stick a couple of cucumbers on them. Get a couple of slices of cucumber. Peter Ray. So I wasn't at the boot fair yesterday. And it's always that good feeling when you've stayed in bed and you're not feeling very well and you haven't got the car anyway because your wife's up in Birmingham. So you've got no way of getting there and you're kind of thinking, I'm getting the old FOMO. What's happening? Peter Ray messages you and says, "That shit, it's an absolute load of rubbish." And you're like, yes. And you just confirm it with a few other, sellers that you know. How's Hook? How's the local boot fair? That's crap. You're like, yes. Let's go and make me a coffee and have a croissant and generally take my time in the morning. Brilliant. Hope you're enjoying the footy league table at the moment. Sunderland, yes, Sunderland, second. They beat Chelsea. It's got a goal in the last minute. I mean, what the hell's going on? I spent the money though, didn't they? Get Shaka and I got a few players in. Why? Is that Sunderland? Let's pretend it is. How many did you get, Laney? Well over 3,000 now. Fantastic. And Lex put her Whatnot auction. Oh, right. She did a Whatnot auction. Oh, wow. Amazing. Is that Reseller George? Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, Pete Ray's a Chelsea fan, so Sunderland beating Chelsea you won't be too happy about. Never mind, Pete. You've won lots of stuff already. Definitely so. And you were worried. What were you worried about, Laney? It's obviously going to be all right. I can imagine the relief when it's all over and it's all working. I suppose you sort of go into these things thinking, what if no one watches? But yeah, that's the fantastic thing about it. Well done, everyone. And also, so well done, Laney. Well done to George as well for winning his award. That's been coming up. And loads of people have been saying, well done. Totally well done. Is what you see is, not only obviously George works hard and at the reselling and his whole business, eBay, and all his other sort of income streams. But this inspiration, what you probably don't realize is has inspired a hell of a lot of people. And when you talk to resellers or you hear resellers' comments, so many of them who maybe started in the last, I'd imagine 5 to 10 years. I mean, I think George probably got going just under 10 years ago, about the same time. And he would have been inspired by Nick and Z. Ben Fitzpatrick was a big inspiration for a lot of the resellers when we were joining. I know he inspired George. George always mentioned Ben Fitz, and it was lovely to see a picture of George and Ben at the eBay Open. Because Ben is not obviously on YouTube. Does the odd Disney stuff on Insta. But yeah, it's lovely to see him win it. So yeah, that's good as well. It's all very positive. I love it. We bought so well. Oh, did you drop to fourth? Oh no, who's gone? What's happened there then? Let's have a look at the table. Oh, it's Bournemouth in second. What the hell's going on? And Tottenham, they're doing all right, aren't they? My God, even Man U are up there. Something very strange is happening. Yeah, you can't. Well, perhaps Peter Ray will start supporting Sunderland. Who knows? That will never happen. That will never happen. Right. Let's have a look at some old stuff. So what I normally do, I've got 20 minutes left. When I was speaking to Master Pieces Ian, he was going, "Oh, I love your 5 Live, but you never seem to list 5 items though." It's not really about that, is it? I will get 5 listed today. Normally try and do 10. That is my kind of like, come on, let's do 10 a day. I don't always do it. Sometimes I'll do 50. I should be more strict with myself, but I'm not. If you work hard, you do better. If you take it easy, you don't get as many sales. Excusez-moi. Right. So normally I will go in of a morning And let me know what you're all up to. Blaney's just lying down with a couple of slices of cucumber, resting her weary eyes, feet in the foot spa, gentle sort of whale music and ambient sounds. Just taking it easy. So I'll go into my active listings. I'll listen by end date. I will have the ones that are finishing in the next 24 hours. They are marked up on time left as red, red colour. So I have got a Kangol Gilet ending, a Versace jeans ending. I've got True Religion, which sold, so that will come off. I should take the sold items off. A Gloverall duffel coat, new with tags. Very nice item that is. I had two of those. One of them sold, £50, bought for a £5. Oh yes, Polaroid camera ending, and a vintage pair of roller skates. With God knows why I bought those. Big mistake. So we will end those listings. Packing. Definitely an inspiration. Yeah, talking about George being an inspiration, Laney, you're totally inspirational. Sorting out the raffle prizes. Well, crack on, Laney, crack on. Okay. So they're the ones that have ended, and I will also sort it by start date because as I've not been in action kind of yesterday, I probably have missed a few. So I'm looking at what has automatically restarted on eBay. Have I not relisted any manually? And no, I think we're all right. I think I've covered it. I've actually managed to sort it out. So I'll go along to click on my seller hub. I will click on this is my everyday sort of stuff. My everyday, make sure messages are answered. Make sure that I'm ending stuff that is going to end in the next 24 hours. Should be the first thing I do. Make sure I do a sell similar on them, bring the price down, make sure that any sold items are taken off the store. So so the sell similars, I've got a few sell similars I need to do for stuff I took off a few days ago. So I'm going to filter this. I should share my screen, but I'm not going to. I'll just bore you to tears by going through the items and telling you what I'm doing. Right, I've got an Ian Poulter design polo shirt. It's just a red polo shirt with Ian Poulter. I thought, oh, that's good. Golf. Everyone will love that. Golf item. It's had 5 views, £7.99 on there. It cost me £2. Not selling. Normally, I'd take about 10% off. I'll do sell similar and take £1 off. Looks like a sort of item that just isn't going to sell. I'm getting a polo shirt. Ian Poulter polo shirt is not the way to go. Maybe a Fred Perry is. eBay is telling me that the average selling price is £3.99. I mean, has anyone actually sold an Ian Poulter shirt? Just click that link and have a look. An Ian Poulter jumper has gone on bids for £2.49, and some shirts for £7.52. Why didn't they buy mine? eBay questions that never get answered. Why didn't they buy mine? Mine was there and it was better and it was cheaper, but they bought that one. Strange. Must be a hell of a good photo. Thank you, Lainey. You take care. I think the thing with those questions was it was just so little time. So, but there were a few I was looking out for. Like I was thinking, oh, can't wait to get Cities of Gold. You can't wait to get Ulysses. Absolute classics. Right, so that sell similars done. We delete that. So I'm just going to spend 15 minutes doing this. It's got a Gant jumper. This is a nice thing. Let me try and share the screen. I will try and share this one. How do I do it? Is it that one? Share screen. There we go. That's quite a nice thing, isn't it? Gant jumper, Gant make. Nice kind of weird pattern. XL, good size. No one's having it though. So that has been up for $24.99. It's got to sell. You know, a lot of my fleeces and jumpers are going. Just had 11 views on it. 11 views, no watches. Should be getting the interest with it being Gant and it being a jumper and it being quite a natty little design. I can take a couple of quid off that. $22.99. Recommended price is $16.99. Well, you know, $22.99. I normally would. I'm not sending offers out, but I would take offers within 10%. And actually, if I've had it for a while, I'll go 15%. 20%, I really have to sort of think about it because I can't. I think, well, I'll give it a bit more time. Maybe I should be moving stuff on. A fat face jumper, heavy. What's this? It's an early outdoor hiking. 26 views, no watches. I mean, who watches a jumper? So that would just be a standard take 20%, take 10% off. That's going $19.99 to $17.99. I've really enjoyed doing the clothes. It's been a bit of an eye opener for me, really. And the weird thing was, I was doing it before. This is what I can't believe, really. I was doing women's clothes for some strange reason. It's not easy doing men's clothes. Liz has promised me when she's in Brum that she's going to look around the charity shops, and she said, "Can I have your book? I have a book, the Book of Brands. It's my secret book. It's just one of these, actually." And every page I've written A, and it's got all my brands beginning with A. I need something like this. It should be smaller, but it's not. Now, why do I have a book? It's a bit old school, a bit weird. But when I'm in a charity shop and I don't have any data left, or I can't get signal, or you're just sort of like, you know, fumbling on your phone, it can be a little bit kind of annoying if you can't get can't get a connection. But it all takes a bit of time. Now, if I've got my book in my Wilko bag and I'm going through and I'm going, is that a good brand? You know, Cummins Clothes, is that a good brand? Is that a good brand? Ray's Wellingtons, is that a good brand? Tommy Trades underpants, are these good brands? What I'll do is I'll save up all the unsures and then look at them and go, okay, right, those three brands. I'll get my book out of my Wilko bag. I go, right, first one begins with like C, the next one begins with W, and it will say yes, no, or it won't be there. But that's how I go about it. And I can tell you that Tommy Trades underpants are the thing to look out for. Right, pair of trainers, Nike Air Max 97, size 5, with the box. Not new, but with the box. They've only had 6 views at $21.99. Nice photo. Is the description wrong? Well, it's got the brand and what it is. Nike trainers, Air Max 97. Got the size. UK size 5. Maybe I should just put size 5. Let's take the UK out. Just put size 5. And then I've obviously copy and pasted this title because it's got white / black / volt / white. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to take the whole lot out. It doesn't even make sense. White with box. I'm tempted to put very good condition at the end. 5.5Y. That looks like youth, but it says UK 5. I think that's an American size in 5.5Y. I'm not going to put the product number in there. Nike trainers. I'll stick it. Is this in men's or women's? Women's. I put them in women's because they're size 5. So I'll put Nike trainers women's Air Max 97. I'll put in Nike trainers women's size 5. Try and get the things that will hit at the start. Nike trainers. People, a woman wants a pair of Nike trainers. Nike trainers size 5 women's. That's what she's going to type. And then she might type Air Max 97 GS with white with box. She might do. Who knows? $21.99 to $19.99. Party like it's 1999. Only used once. Yeah, you want to go into merch, Tommy? That's the way to go. Got another pair of trainers with the box, Converse CTAS, one watcher, $34.99, a bit pricey, but they're orange. And what have they got on them? They got flowers on them. Lovely pair of orange Converse, and they were in very, very good condition. Poppy, they're called. Spirit Bright Poppy, 571919C. Size 7.5 is a good size for the funky student about town. We got any size 7.5s out there? Peter Ray's about a 7.5. You can wear some flowery trainers. It's a women's shoe, though. It's a women's shoe, my lord. So they've been on for $34.99, taken down to $31.99. £3 off, about 10%. eBay is saying the price I should charge is £21. Well, we'll just see. This is a nice thing. £21 be giving it away. So normally I'd have, maybe 20 of these to do a day. Sometimes if I've had a splurge, I might have hundreds, and I might then eke them out. Pair of Levi 502s. They're on for £20. You would think that would be a bread and butter item. This pair of Levi 502s, denim jeans, men's, waist 34, leg 32, sort of middle of the road size. I mean, they're not super skinny, they're not super chunky. They're premium big E cuts. Levi, not got the little E on the Levi. Premium brand. You would think they would have some sort of interest at $19.99. No viewers, no watchers. It's times like this, I think, what's happened there? Promoted at 7% as well. There will be other pairs of Levi 502s that have sold for more. We will put it back on the photos, fine. All the item description things are filled in. 5-pocket design. So I've not put in season. Look at that. I've missed that one out. Put in all the seasons. No personalization. It's a mid-rise. I've even bothered to put the rise in. Yeah, all the leg measurements are in. I mean, it's just a pair of jeans. I've not put country of origin, but that's only for selling to America. But if I can see that in one of my photos, I'll stick that in. Lot 502. Waterless. Levi Strauss de Mexico. I tell you, these Levi Strauss, sometimes they got so many countries on the label. So it says Levi Strauss de Mexico, and then underneath it says Levi Strauss de Brazil, Levi Strauss de Portugal. Can you just tell me where they're made? Right. I'm not going to put it in. Recommended price is £20.32. I've put it on for $19.99. I've got no watchers, no viewers on it. Thank you, eBay. $17.99. Let's get rid of this pair of jeans. Hello, Angela. Levi's dead. What? Don't tell me what's dead. Tell me what's not dead. I need to know. You need to know the brands. Well, one thing with clothing is you do need to know your brands and you need to keep on it. I don't do it enough. Napa Pidgey. Napa Pidgey. I think I got it right. Napa Pidgey. A good walking brand, hiking brand. Everybody knows that label and would love to see a jumper in that. This is just a t-shirt, just a grey t-shirt. Pretty boring. Saw it at Boot Fair. Got it cheap. But it is just a t-shirt. It's up for $7.99. No views, no watchers. Sells similar, $6.99. Well, that is true. Hi, Angela. I think I said hello. Sometimes I get to the point where I'm repricing stuff and I'm thinking, that looks too cheap. And if I saw it, I'd go, what's wrong with it? And sometimes you put prices up and they sell weirdly. But these items have got no views and no watchers, which is a little bit annoying. I mean, really, you don't want to spend too much time on it. And I spend too much time. I mean, I'm spending a bit more time because I'm streaming now, but you know, I'd like to go through and just sort of like blanket change it. But I do kind of do it individually. I just want it gone. It gets to a point where you just want it gone. It's a good question, actually. I mean, I have thought, like, at what point, if you've got an item, say you had a Musto jacket, and you put it on for, or a Raab jacket, or something, something good, and you put it on for 70 quid on eBay, and it hasn't sold. So you go, right, then you might drop it by 10%, or you might drop it by 5%. So in the next month come round, you go, right, 65, hasn't sold. Then you go 60, 55. And I mean, it would sell, but just say, imagine it didn't. And this can apply to a console. So you had a box SNES and you started it at 200 or whatever, and you bring it down. At what point do you go, no, I am not dropping the price anymore? Because that price should sell. That's a good price. And that's all about knowledge and, having it in your head. And do you do that? Right. An old West Ham shirt. Genuine. $25.99. It's from 2007-8. But it hasn't sold. And again, it's only had 3 views and 3 watchers. I sometimes look at this and go, it's my store. People aren't just visiting my store. I kind of do think that this is up for $25.99. But if Tommy tried to put it on, he would have sold it like that because he's got a better store. But I'm just using him as an example. I don't really think about Tommy Trades, but you're just like, why hasn't this gone through? And do I need to sell a load? Do I need to, have my store appearing better? If it's a store of better metrics, if I had done the free returns like Chris had done, and just been like producing sales, not necessarily good profit for me, but good sales for eBay, would it have a better chance? Who knows? It says the recommended price for this is £16.16. $25.99. I'll take £2.50 off that. I don't often do £2.50, but that is about 10%. And we'll see what that one does. I think it does depend on and what it is. I mean, with the Raab jacket, I would draw the line somewhere. With something like a Napa Pidgey t-shirt, you're just like, just whatever. If it goes for a couple of quid, it's a mistake and move on. It depends on your outlay, I guess. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, if you've got it depends whether it's bread and butter and churn, or I have had those items where you go, no, this is worth a lot of money. I've got a radio receiver. It's on for, I think I've got it on for 150 or something like that. I mean, I'm not going to sell that for like 30 quid. It is going to get, a good price, and it's just waiting for it. Star Wars figures as well takes up no space. So, yeah. Got a few Star Wars figures here, just kind of hanging around. Got a snag. Wish I had a blue one of these. Tell you that. Got a Vader here. The other bits and bobs. They just kind of hang around. I've got loads of Star Wars figures. So, anyone want a Stormtrooper army? Yeah, definitely. But with clothes, I think it is more of a. It comes down on a regular basis to clear it, unless it's really valuable clothes. Yes, I have to draw a pentagram and sacrifice a goat to get some eBay sales. Okay, that's that one done. I'm going to carry on doing this. The next one is a Paris Saint-Germain football shirt, but to save my voice, I'm not going to continue it on stream because I've done an hour. I've come on, and all you wonderful people have been here. It's been great to talk about what Lainey put together. I mean, just hats off to her, hats off to George, hats off to Nick and Andrea for helping Lainey. Well done to everyone. I do hope that you have a great week ahead of reselling. And if you're sourcing, I hope you continue to source. We are at the end of the boot fair season, but I still hope you get out and get some good stuff. And I hope your sales are really good as well. And we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone. I'll see you later.